now we're going. So I'm just gonna leave it the fuck alone from you.
Sweet.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
I know we'll have it recorded, and you can hear everybody in the room from there, actually, so that's kind of cool. But if somebody's doing a filibuster, we'll say, you can just hold the mic.
Right.
The closer you are, the better it's gonna sound, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much by the mic, so they're gonna be able to hear me.
Yeah, you're the loudest in the room already.
I got that low voice.
Alright, there we go.
So, yeah.
We have, obviously, JT in the room, me, then Crash, and Randall.
What up?
Your alias is Spider Dad. I'm calling you Spider Dad.
I like it.
That's fine.
Right? Spider Dad, like, that's such a family YouTuber name.
Right. I haven't used it for fucking decades, so.
I mean, we got Bat Dad, why not Spider Dad?
You feel me?
Right.
I like
Spider-Man was better than Batman.
But yeah.
This goes to you. And it goes to this one. Okay. Now I won't fuck.
So basically, what we're doing here is sharing a podcast with fellow entrepreneurs. You know?
No, everybody's gotta actually talk on the mic. It turned into work, didn't it? Yeah. So episode 1, obviously, right now is us setting up.
Yeah, we're figuring out how this is gonna work.
Yep.
Yeah, and then in episode 2, I will talk about how publishing went, because I already have ideas for publishing in mind, and that's why we're laying down the first episode. But we're keeping the podcast as raw as possible, so it's going to be bare bones us creating it in front of the audience, which it's a format that's been done before, but we're going to do it our own way, and we might come up with something original along the way. Who knows? But I think we're going to get the best shit, because it's going to be like, it's going to be friends having fun.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's going to be forcing it.
Exactly.
That's what people want to see in real life. They want to see people that have that natural chemistry. It doesn't
the realness. They want to see real
recognizable.
That's why everybody goes for fucking with reality TV and all this bullshit, Survivors and Big Brothers and
yeah, but that's real though.
It's all become fake in its own right? That's what I was gonna say. I totally support that, but I feel like everything's kind of like even now on Facebook you get these reels, they're like 30 minutes fucking long, and they're like dragging out the end result of like some piece of shit like life hack experiment that's not even,
or you don't even get a conclusion. You're all like, check out my next video for part 2, and there's never a part 2. And
right.
You feel me?
It's like good job on catfishing me.
I say you get to a point like where now you got new generations, because like obviously I don't have kids, so I have issues where I don't get to hang out because everybody else has kids. Like Randall has kids. I don't know Crash's situation, but I'm
supposed to get mine every other weekend. But
okay.
Living situation, I haven't had her in a while.
But yeah, Randall's always with his kids and shit, so we have to like schedule shit and whatever.
Everybody's got lives.
I digress.
It's part of growing up.
What the fuck what were we talking about before I got on that?
That's what we're doing.
The blank came to me and I lost it.
Right? You're
My bad.
train of thought guy.
Yeah, I've done this before, so I'm probably gonna you don't know all this shit.
You're on break from Crash TV right now, aren't you? You said.
Yeah.
I
literally have. I come back in 2 days. Tuesday night.
You stream twice a week typically, don't you?
Actually, no. I started doing it more. I've actually been streaming like 6 days out of the week.
Oh wow.
But
that's like a full-time gig basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're getting paid, right? What are you getting paid right now?
It just right now going off ad revenue, what I get.
Okay, so you're getting per click.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I imagine it.
He's monetized though. That's something.
Right, shit. Everybody, that's the dream. That's the dream right there, ain't it? Like,
I mean, right this second, yeah.
Yeah, because whenever I hit affiliate at the end of September, I had to register.
That's what I'm trying to get a storefront for Outer Space Case right now.
I had to register.
That's my next goal. Get it offline and then actually have a storefront.
Well, that's just like now that I'm linked up with the IRS, my Stream Elements page is linked up to my Twitch channel. Like any merchandise and stuff I sell.
It used to be easy to do that. I mean, when I first did it, all you had to do was apply, but now there's like, you have like 2,000 followers to even live stream straight through YouTube at this point. I get around it by using OBS or streaming a third party. I control my shit.
And with all the bigger name streamers switching over to YouTube, like any of the smaller ones, it's better to just stick to like Twitch or Trovo for right now.
But
Once you get a decent following, like if you have a PC, by all means, go ahead and use Facebook as a platform as well. Try to get all of your communities to come to all of your platforms.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So it becomes just one community.
And there's
It's the whole kind of success. I mean, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean,
exactly.
You gotta work
You're gonna have to
together
have
make
somebody
it happen.
on.
You know people I don't know. I know people you don't know. He knows people we don't know. You know, we're all working together. We're gonna have a bigger audience.
Oh yeah.
And that's the whole point of this. Here, you know, with Russian Streams
And that's like what
let's work together and make.
Oh
bigger
yeah, and
audience.
that's a good thing to start off with. Welcome to Crossing Streams, our first group stream together. This new.
I think we kind of said that at the beginning. I don't know if it got recorded or not. Like we're having some recording issues there a little bit. We
Yeah,
gotta figure it
I'm
out.
still.
podcast mode activated.
Right. No, and that's. Oh my god, every time you do audio, it's like a series of how many times you gotta click a certain button before it's gonna fucking work. Like, there's no setting, there's no click, close, restart,
Right,
click.
That's why
It'll
I
work
hated doing
eventually.
music, I swear.
That's why I decided to move over to the gaming shit. You know?
I was better at it anyway.
I mean, you get paid to play your games. Why not?
There's nothing wrong with some good.
But you gotta have personality and shit to make it fucking work. I
enjoy the little the videos and shit you make. I've been seeing and
what's
shit.
really sad is right at the end, right before I took my little break, I was finally like finding my streamer voice, like really.
Yeah, I can see how much
like really getting into it, and it's like
you gotta keep doing it though.
It's like man, I'm finally feeling it, like really getting into it, and now I gotta take 2 weeks off, like.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the point where like
you gotta make time
I'm
for
just
family.
doing
That's
it.
the whole point of it, anyway.
Well,
so
all the time.
And tomorrow, 1 year death anniversary, so like not taking it too well. So that's why I was gonna. Technically, last night was gonna be my returning stream to kick off New Year's. We're gonna do a Modern Warfare stream for New Year's. Then it reminded me like I'm gonna need you the 2nd, and I was like, all right, I'll come back on the 3rd. Like I'll give you the 1st and the 2nd. Third's all mine. I'm coming back. I need it.
Right.
Which I'm bringing the blue blur with me. Sonic Frontiers starts on Tuesday.
I've always been a big Sonic fan.
I've been looking at picking up some of the Sonic.
I've already played and 100%ed it. I've already posted the review, obviously. And obviously Star Wars fans in the room.
Yeah, I just deleted Battlefront for something. I just bought Diablo 2 because it was $20.
Okay, I'm gonna have to reinstall Diablo 2 on my Xbox then.
I'm about to be on there stomping.
Between you, Rain, and Slinky, I guess I'll get back on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Diablo 2, probably more than Diablo 3, but now that I get the updated Diablo 3, I want to get on a Are they still doing seasons? Is it still kind of competitive? Isn't that right?
Yeah, they've got the ladder seasons going now, to where it's basically fastest one to get to level 99.
Paragon and then beyond.
Well, they don't do the Paragons in 2.
No, but 2 is just once you max everything and
Yeah,
max
once you
everything.
hit 99, that's it. You're basically just grinding out for like even better gear at that point. And it's like, how can I even do this? Because once you get okay, say you're playing as a Blizz Sorceress, 1-2. Once you get the Triangle set, the only thing left really for you to do is just try to like farm the little torches to like up your skills even more, to up your DPS and AoE.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Like, it limits. That's why Diablo 3 broke the whole mold with Paragons, to where it's like, we're
You
still
just
gonna
keep going,
limit.
yeah.
To where it's like, we're gonna limit to what you can upgrade when you Paragon, to where eventually you can't put any more skill points in anything, but you can still earn those Paragons, to where it's basically prestiging in Call of Duty.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much the gaming industry has changed since, you know,
Yeah, everything
from
now
these days from
it's
back where it started,
competitive.
like, yeah.
Mario and Pong.
Pong, yeah. I mean, back then,
High on Life is like the first person fucking like story on rail kind of shoot 'em up that's come out in like what, since Borderlands, I feel like.
Yeah. Like, Borderlands 3, the humor from 2 was there, but it was watered down with the seriousness of the story. Like, everything going down's just like...
Borderland, like everything else, it just became, this is making us some money, make another one real quick, you know what I mean?
Wonderlands, I wanted to love it. Wonderlands was my letdown of 2022.
Right.
Gearbox broke my heart.
I just played Resident Evil 8. That was the one.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I remember it.
It's good. I feel like it could have been its own game. It's like they made this really good standalone game and then like tried to fit Resident Evil character, like smash them into it.
See, and I'm not
make it work.
See, and I never really got into the games. I loved the movies and everything. I respect the lore.
Yeah.
You know, George A. Romero made me love zombies.
Right.
That's why the first 2 are so good in my opinion. Because you got that classic footage with him working on it.
Like, I mean, I played the first 3 games, but like, the way I look at it, the first 6 games is like...
that was pretty much it. I don't think they could have done more
games is
after.
Resident Evil. 7 and 8 is a completely different IP, borrowing and writing off the Resident Evil title.
Yeah,
They just get the units off the name.
Yeah, it technically ended at 6.
Yeah, it's what, like, it needs to, like you said, it needs to have its own title. That's like you were saying earlier with Assassin's Creed, like this new trilogy could have been like its own complete different IP for Ubisoft, and it still would have worked.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, they just want to put out as much as they can to make a buck, but
I want my free running
and that's
hardcore back
another
in
thing, because
Assassin's
that's why I waited so long on Resident Evil 8 in the first place, is because if I had gotten it in the first... when I had third person on my first run off the first go, and then I wouldn't have cared to play the game later when they added it, so... There was all these elements I knew were coming. I'd end up waiting for it and getting cheaper like years later anyway. So that's what the industry's become for me. Like, I know I'm going to play this. Since PS3, I want to say, I know I'm going to play that game in 2 or 3 years when they knock it down to $20 one Christmas Day, and I've got a gift card.
And the way gaming is now, like, don't get me wrong, like 10, 15 years ago, we were the ones that would go camp outside GameStop for a midnight release on a game.
I would, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've done
Because
it.
literally, like, you'd get the game, you'd get a steel case, you'd get a dope, like, decent sized statue.
You usually got you also usually got the gamer guide back then.
Yeah, you got the strategy.
Yeah, the strategy guide.
Pay the extra $20 or whatnot, get the strategy guide with it. You know what I mean? Like the collector's editions. they were worth something back then. You got something physical.
And now everything's
But nothing's worth anything anymore.
I mean, and we've seen in recent years too some modern attempt to like NFT. If it hadn't become more about the currency than it was the art, they really tried to apply value to, you know, digital equity.
Well, this TikTok generation don't even play the normal games the way we do. They all like these virtual reality goggles now is the big thing.
Yeah, you get all these microtransactions.
Modern Warfare 2, I can't remember how long ago it came out, the original one. If you pre-ordered that one, it's like $120 version of it. You got an actual pair of night vision goggles.
What the?
That came with it. Like
actual functioning night.
Yes. Pre-ordering the game. Like that shit was worth it. Like Assassin's Creed 3.
That's like $120 for the goggles.
Well, like, okay,
pay with the goggles more than the game anyway.
Assassin's Creed 3 back in the day. Like if you pre-ordered that, $200. You got like a statue this tall and about that big around. That came with it. Like,
and see, that was cool. Like that's how they did the work back in the day.
Right.
I feel like that's exactly what it is. They'd have like a 6-month span where, you know, like the new Call of Duty, the new this or that would be like really hot. They put out merch like that in limited runs, really collectible shit. They'd make the money.
They make it worth your money.
Now they're like,
but now there's Diablo, like you were talking about the release of Diablo 4 being $100.
Yeah, it's like $100.
What do you get with it? Yeah, you get like some like extra things for the game, right?
Yeah, like you get a new mount, you get some skins, you get a pet. It's all like
you get some collectibles.
But you don't get no real collectibles.
But like, can I obtain any of this particular stuff in the game prior to this? Because I mean, if so, this isn't worth it. I'll just pay the standard base for the game.
Yeah.
I'll wait the 4 extra days from all the dumb people that paid the extra $40
to get like a purple fucking version of the same.
Yeah, and it's like I'll just get the same damn shit you got at a cheaper rate.
Exactly.
Or if, you know, me being on Xbox, if Microsoft gets this acquisition of Blizzard and Activision.
But I think the reason that happened is our generation's all about nostalgia. We really are, like, so we like memorabilia. We like memorabilia.
But that's what's making the streaming work.
But this young generation ain't about that. That TikTok generation, they're instant result kids. Like they don't care about.
They're so used to they're fucking.
They throw things away as quick as they get them. Like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, and then. They're all ADD. We're like programming, right? Like it's just.
I mean, it is our fault technically. We're the parents. We're the parents raising these kids, right?
And that's why the Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, Valorant, like all the online shooter games. That's why they get a popularity of the streams, because people have a short attention span.
Exactly.
They can literally pop on, watch a match,
and they're so used to like.
And pop out. And
I'm guilty of that.
That streamer didn't even know they were even in there. Like, never once acknowledged them, and it's just all like, whatever.
Because I would get lost in, like, fucking these super expensive games myself. The Blizzard, or not the Blizzard, but the Bethesda Black Hole, you get on Fallout, and it's where did 6 hours go, dog? What the fuck?
It's like...
And then you had, like, fucking... GTA came out. I put all kinds of money into GTA. I'm not even...
I love some
GTA. Yeah, but like, at what point do you have money for other games though? That's the. Because you're putting all this in
Game Pass. Like that's why I love Game Pass.
It's supposed to be coming. I've been waiting to hear you see more from GTA because besides
and it's liberating these
upgrades. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like it's just been upgrades for like a decade.
Somebody goofed up and went ahead and leaked part of 6.
Yeah, I heard they got something coming.
Yeah, well, Rockstar went ahead and told everybody due to the leaks they're going to be tweaking some more stuff in 6 now, and everybody's going to have to wait longer. So now, due to one person's mistake, all of the...
I mean, at this point, I really want to see him go, like... I would really love to see GTA go, like, a whole world map. Like, you can just, like, literally get a plane and travel the world.
I think that's honestly what they're going for.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
I would be about it. Take their time. You gotta do it right. It's gonna take so long. Like,
What else could they possibly add at this point?
it would be
the technology allows them to be more expansive. That's about it.
Right.
I can add more NPCs, shit like that.
This is the only thing I like about the new age of digital gaming. If a game comes out completely broken, the developers at this point have a chance to fix their game. Because there were a bunch of regular Nintendo, Genesis, like CD-ROM games that were completely broken that you couldn't play.
Then there was a recall, people lost money. Yeah, you're right.
But you couldn't fix it. Now they get a chance to go back, shut the servers down for a little bit, recode it, reopen it up. Look at Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk had the worst launch in history with bugs and glitches. 6 months later, it's one of the best running games ever. It has the best storyline. Like, it was a great game. And you got Keanu Reeves in it.
Exactly.
And now Aldous
Right.
Like, Heimdall's gonna be in the new DLC for it. Like, Cyberpunk turned around. Look at Battlefield 2042. That was like the worst Battlefield game at launch. A year later, it's one of the best Battlefield games. Like, I watch my roommate play it all the time now. And I'm not a big Battlefield fan.
Right.
It's like I was saying with Valhalla. That game had game-breaking bugs when it came out. It's just
unfortunate that some people, they I feel with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there was at the time when I was upset, this was the first time I had any qualms with Capcom because they, the tsunami hit, I think is what it was, and they rushed the release of that one, so they didn't have a full character roster.
Yeah,
and then I had bought the game.
A year later, we got Ultimate.
And it would have been cool, because you could go buy 2 of the other characters. You could pay for them in the marketplace. I would have been totally fine if they were honest about shit. I could have gone and bought them. But they made you buy another $60 fucking game to get the last 2 fucking unlockable characters. It was Jill and fucking Nemesis or something.
Oh, man.
I don't remember. And it was shit you wanted, so it was like, you're gonna pay it. So I'd already paid for the base game, pre-order, got it, and then they put out a whole net, and we weren't even talking about doing that in the first place. And that's the only way you get a complete character roster. That's the kind of marketing I'm
See, that's why
that makes it bad, in my opinion.
This game had such bad rep. I understand people were all like, "Oh, it's the same. Do this quest, do that quest," and it's like,
right.
How many of you guys have been no-lifing Diablo 2 since its original launch?
It's not even a lie, I have been.
It's like, how many of y'all praise Skyrim, which is literally go inside the same dungeon 1,000 freaking times?
It's medieval Fallout. That's all it is.
I was not a big fan of Skyrim. I'm sorry. The game came out around the same.
I don't hate it, but
there was a game that came out at the same time.
Which one is the one I like?
Called Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Dude, the characters were created by Todd McFarlane.
Well,
the story was written by Salvatore of D&D fame. And then I can't remember who it was that did the story direction and stuff like that. But
why does the coolest shit go so unnoticed?
Because they spent the entire budget on the game and zero on promotion at all. It would have been the Skyrim killer if they would have promoted it a little bit.
What else kills me about the games today, though, is how expensive they are. They never go down in price anymore. It seems I've seen games that have been out for fucking
years. They just remade it.
Been out for a couple 2 and 3 years. It still costs as much as they did the day they came out. They probably go down in price.
Call of Duty's got the market for it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
How is
you really have to be devoted to a game. So when you if you're a poor kid, I don't even know how you get in to get. I mean, some kids just can't afford to get into it. I imagine.
Right now, that's why there's such a fucking market for. I'm gonna get on YouTube and watch somebody else play the fucking game.
Yeah,
I can't afford this system. This is free.
I'm just gonna watch this dude play. That makes sense.
Class warfare, man.
Yeah, I get it now. No, actually, that makes sense. My kid was telling me, I asked her one day, they watch these weird videos on YouTube where, people are just, playing with, like, it's adults playing with kids' toys and stuff, and opening them out, like the eating the eggs and like all these like secret mystery toys. And I asked her why. I asked her about it. I was like, why do you like this so much? I was like, I mean, why wouldn't you just want to go get the toys? And she goes, I do like to get the toys, Dad, but I want to see the show because I'm never gonna be able to get all of them. And I want to see what everything they got to offer.
And that's true too.
And I'm like, I get it. I mean, I do. Like it's like when
shopping people.
It's like when we was a kid and we was collecting comics. Like you go in the comic book store and you sit there and go through all the comics. Like you can't buy all the comics in the comic book store, but you know what I'm saying. That doesn't mean you ain't gonna sit there and flip through them.
Right. That's like the WWE Super Mario mobile game. Like it's one of those gotcha styles where you gotta buy pack after pack.
Right. Exactly. The same concept is just changed because it's all digital now.
We're never going to be able to.
Yeah, as a collector though,
so we would literally get on YouTube and watch somebody else that's getting paid by hundreds of people to buy all these packs.
I mean, honestly, the people start making these videos are genius. I mean, they figured it out before everybody else did. Is what it boils down to.
And I mean, we were thinking about doing it at the time. We just we just never pursued it till later, and it's like
no, and I don't think it was as obtainable. Like doing some of this shit before, like in the 90s when we thought it was probably really cool and it wasn't quite such a saturated market.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time it was only like the technology's really that rare though. Only so many.
Well, here's the thing about it, man. In my mind, if I were sitting here like, man, I should sit there and record myself playing with my kids' toys and put it on the internet. Like that's like in my mind, I sound like a weirdo.
You feel me?
But then you sit there and see somebody actually do it and they just spend millions of dollars.
Then they get some fucking holographic Charizard for $100,000. You feel me?
Yeah. Can you imagine having just pictures of you holding any of the original like Ninja Turtle action figures?
Oh man,
you'd get like
the toys I had. What's it worth now?
It makes me upset. It makes me upset. Because I had all of them. I had all of them.
Garbage.
I had some good ones. I had some rare ones now that I'm looking at. I know.
One of the rare things that I had that most me about from toys, talking about toys, was
my own life. One thing I want to say. I love Justin Roiland for throwing in the fucking Garbage Pail Kids references. The fucking cards you can get. I love that shit.
But now, one of the rare toys I had when I was a kid from the Ninja Turtle ones was that fucking, what was it called? It was Shredder's,
the Technodrome?
The Technodrome. Yep. I had the drum. I had that motherfucker. And that thing was hard. Like, it's rare to find, like, at this point. Like, just
it's
saying.
like if I knew.
I would have a successful business.
It's like if I knew then what I know now.
You feel me?
I still have some decent collectibles, but man, some of the ones that disappeared.
I know. I'm starting over at 32 was so weird. Because it was like, I sat down and tried to do those YouTube videos. I got a couple of like where I live streamed the card unboxing. Like, Jesus Christ, at 12, I would have been so excited. But that was really a job at my age. Like, I did not want to open that many cards that bad.
I won't get rid of my collectibles because I still have hope that one day they're going to be worth something again. Like, somewhere down the line when there's jack shit.
The value range on pop figures, like they'll go up for a certain
amount of time, and then it just drops.
And then it's just like 5 cents, and it's like, well, damn, now you're just like a basic Magic the Gathering Pokemon card right now. And then like you sell it to a friend for like $5 to get
a Pokemon card is worth a fucking crazy amount of money.
Bro, I have a shoebox like full of Pokemon cards in my closet right now, and it's just like, why did I get back into this? Like,
I'm fucking dead.
Something.
You don't even have anybody to play with. I'm too old to be playing Pokemon today.
Well, it's like my daughter.
And my 13-year-old is really big into Pokemon shit. She's trying to let me play right now.
Right, what kind of
It's like my daughter, Kit Kat, she loves Pokemon, and the cards, like a bunch of the ones in my shoebox are ones I've gotten her.
Like, I got her all kind of Pokemon stuff for Christmas.
You feel? That's what I would be getting my kid.
I got her first binder where you could put and sleeves for the cards to go into. So
that's
she
like
can
nothing
keep them
like
nice.
your best friend. That's like being.
That's why I had to get the Halloween ones. I bought a pack for myself.
Yeah, I know. I gave all my kids them Halloween ones. They were cool.
Oh, everybody's kids got them for me because I got what I wanted out of them. I was like, I don't know. children, hey, kitty.
bro.
They thought they were awesome.
Hey, I got a couple Mewtwo's out of those. I was like, nice. It's the one holographic I never pulled when I was a kid, and I finally
They're easier
I got
to get
two
now.
of them.
Yeah, they're.
Every one of the packs had at least one holographic in them.
Yep.
I wonder what some of those Indigo League fucking how hard they're to get. Like, I see YouTube videos in passing where I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
They're talking about like, what was it? The big YouTuber who's like into USC and all that shit. He's in WE now, I think. He had the Charizard or whatever.
Oh,
How much did that fucking thing go for?
Jake Paul. I think like 500-something thousand.
And that one, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had one of those at some point. That fucks me up.
That's why you never know. That's why you hold on.
Right, like, you know, some of those Japanese cards I had on, like, a Mew and fucking... They're cards I know now that are probably like...
It's really about just
couple
finding the right
thousand.
person at the right time. I mean, there's been times I've made some good money off some stuff I've had
yeah,
and
that's
just
like-
waiting for it. And
That's
so,
like
yeah.
the old school Disney VHS tapes. Like you can, like here, we can go out to Granny D's and go buy those for $10 a dozen,
Oh, yeah.
$1 a pop at Granny
And
D's.
there's something to
And then
think
go
about
find
there.
a German buyer that will buy that VHS.
You feel me?
tape
There
off
you go.
for
He's
like
got it figured
it's
out.
all about supply and
500
demand.
to a
Supply and
thousand.
demand, exactly.
Yep,
Someone
500
somewhere
to
else doesn't have it.
$1,000, and it's like I just
What's
sold.
the saying? One man's
If
trash.
there's a million copies of it, obviously, ain't nobody gonna. It's not gonna be worth anything.
Yeah, that's why you get some things that are just like... That's why over-publishing your work kind of kills it anyway. You don't want to do it. It just means you're an unoriginal fool. If you really, at that point,
So you
like
just-
build a team like we're doing, like we're trying to do, because we know we don't want to work on this.
It's hard,
all the time.
son.
We know we got, like y'all got kids and shit. You need breaks. You need... That's why you have teams like that on fucking jobs, and so people can have lives outside the fucking restaurant, start their own business, put some money into it, save a little.
That's what everybody
you can't
wants
do that
anymore.
shit no more. You
That's
don't
why they
fucking
talk
care.
about how nobody wants to work, but that's really not what it is.
No,
like
you
it's
don't
really
wanna go to work.
everybody
You
wants to
say,
work
"Man,
for
I might as well
themselves
die
now. We ain't gonna
happy."
sit there and go work for somebody
Shit.
else who's gonna sit there and dick us around and not let sit there and fire us every time we sit there and get sick and just fucking or have have a bad mental health day. We're just gonna work for ourselves so that we can take off when we fucking need
fucking
to
feel me,
and make
Jim?
some
I
goddamn
got
money to
you
take
right
care of
now. I
our
know what
family
you're
at the
going
same
through.
time.
Right?
Like.
That's
Well,
it.
that's like me. Like over time, I've gotten more introverted, and it's like I.
You feel me? Because you're always at fucking work,
Yeah, it's
and you
like, I
forget how
don't
to talk
wanna
to
be
people
around
because it's
people.
like you're not really around people. You know those people are coming in, they're mad. We're all scared of confrontation because we get fucking yelled at, especially in fucking retail. Everybody's nasty. You're the lowest common denominator. They've had a bad day at the rich people job, and you're the one they're gonna come fucking unload on while they buy their goddamn Cheez-Its and shit. Like,
Right?
fuck it.
I don't know.
But that's it. That's how I was at Walmart in the deli. I was getting to that point where, like, the only way I knew how to talk outside of work was yelling. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's like, okay, that was like last March when I got let go from Dollar General. The night before it happened, I literally looked at my phone and it was 11:11, and I'm just all like, you know, it'd be nice if just like most of my stress would just go away.
I'm feeling that.
Go to work the next day, and Heather's just all like, I'm gonna need you to give me your keys. I gotta let you go, and I'm all like,
That's the universe
Cold
giving you a sign.
peace,
You
like, I'm
Right.
out.
time to upgrade.
Sometimes you got sometimes
Well,
you
and
need that happen in
ironically,
your life.
like both jobs that I managed to get after that paid like $1.50 more on the hour.
Yeah, we're on air, Anna. What the fuck is this?
Foul play.
I don't know. Pretty foul.
That's why my phone's always on silent.
No, and now imagine how I fucking feel. I'm like 32, no kids, and I just went from like retail this or that. Now I'm in like these gyms with like thousands of screaming kids, and I'm like no teacher around. Like they look at me like I'm here to babysit them, and I'm like, dog, they didn't train me on. They trained me on cameras, not kids. This is
Right.
scary. They're all
It's like the
sticky and
kids are your
fucking
department.
gross.
It's like kids are your department.
Dude, some of these
photos are
teachers be
mine.
making me question them, dude. Like I don't know, like why are you a teacher when you hate kids?
I'm
like,
freaking
I
for
don't
real.
get that
I'm
shit.
scared because if I have a kid, forbid.
I'm serious
I'm
about that. Like,
homeschooling it.
that doesn't
Like,
make sense to
I'm
me. Like if you
homeschooling
hate kids, why didn't you get a different job? You could have worked in a lot of jobs
feel me?
out in the world that didn't involve children if you hate them.
I mean,
like you should probably like kids a little bit to be a teacher.
You feel me?
And at this day and age, if you really don't like kids being just around them physically, be an online teacher.
No, some people are. I'm assuming, especially in elementary schools, some of them old bitches there, them old hens, fucking there just to be bossy. They're just there because they can have power over fucking children. Because they're all day bitching, looking for something to complain about. Did you hear what so and so did? All fucking down listening.
Isn't that like abuse or something? Like, is that just me? Like,
I mean, there's only so much I can talk about, obviously,
right.
for the company. But I've seen teachers hit children, and I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
It got taken care of. You feel me? But like, it's really that fucking bad in some places.
I hear stories all the time from I mean, I got kids, but I hear stories.
It's scary, dude. I couldn't imagine being a parent out in somewhere like Louisville, lower income area.
The school her son goes to is terrible from what she posted. I'm like, I used to go to this school, like it was not that bad. What the fuck happened?
Right? You feel me? That's how back home.
What happened? Like, our fucking society is.
And then you got me. I went to school in near or around DC, you know, the Pentagon, all that. We had metal detectors in our fucking schools and shit. Like, you know, we had at least 1 or 2 stabbings. Like, a teacher get poisoned, stabbed every year. Right. It never failed.
That's why I was like, when they had that whole Make America Great Again shit going on, I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking? Like, can we just make America great the first time? Like, there ain't no again. Like, when the fuck was it great? Like, please somebody give me the time period where it was great.
We're still learning.
I ain't gonna say we didn't have some okay times financially. Yeah, cool.
We had some good years.
But we wasn't great at any point.
Right?
We just were.
We were kids at the time, so we thought it was great.
It was like, oh, we balling and everything's good.
Monkey see, do, monkey do, right? And we just
but then
look up to our parents.
That's why I quit watching the news.
And I feel like that's when like the Twin Towers got hit, where I started to kind of realize, because I had a whole different perspective being in a DC school where we were across the river from the Pentagon. They shut our shit down, and it was a fucking panic because they literally flew a plane like miles away from us into a building.
Right.
And so, like, people here, they don't see that way. That's normal to me. Like, the DC sniper, I lived through that. I'm so fucking desensitized to that level of violence that, like, I come to small towns like this, like, I feel like it's a lawless, like, I could get away with anything. Because there's no need for cops and shit, really. Because, like, the violence we do have, it's so rare that you hear about it all year long, you know what I mean? Like,
but it's never, like, front page or anything.
No, they never talk. Like, I want to say back in Owensboro, like, none of the main news sources I would see from, like, you know, like, anybody with any real audience or input would touch on things like people getting shot, like children shooting each other, the drug deals and the gang violence that goes on. And it's like people sweep it under the rug and don't even believe it exists. And then I go to photograph like these schools in Louisville and shit, and more towards the bigger cities with higher population. All the kids are throwing up gang signs. There's all kinds of new gang signs now. I
just spent y'all know I just spent 3 years in California. And not to put my own bunch of my business out there, but I definitely went to jail while I was out there at one point there was some gang tag, like I didn't even understand what it was. It was obviously it was Mexican gangs.
That shit's always been evolved.
I don't think that shit ain't out. I saw a lot of crazy shit in California. Like people out here complaining about the homeless population. Like, oh my
hell no,
God.
you get out the Louisville, you see the difference.
They have whole homeless community. Like every park there is just tinted out. Tinted out with homeless people, like in RVs and cars.
I couldn't get living in DC. There was a point in time
the whole park.
I was going to school, you know, and I was leaving from my uncle's house, taking the train, taking a couple buses, city buses, and it was normal to get up at 5 in the morning before everybody else, and the homeless are still out, and you're like literally stepping over fucking people.
But some of them be working full-time jobs, or they be living in the park, but then they get up and go to work in the morning and everything. Like, it wasn't like that. It was a whole lifestyle choice. It wasn't like they was just
Right.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You're talking about. I met people like that in Miami. Be rich as fuck.
There's a lot of people like that. Yeah, in California.
It's nice weather.
Some of them just choose it because they don't want to deal with the boy. Hey, the housing industry is stupid expensive right now.
That minimalist lifestyle. That's not how I tried to live now, but I
on the
still have my spoiled kids.
I never got to tell you about this. When I was in middle school, I had first just moved up here from Tennessee and stuff after my parents' divorce and everything. Met a dude, we called him Irish because he was, Irish and everything like that. His goal was to see all of the states. He wanted to hitchhike to do it. Came from a, wealthy family and everything like that. Like, he got, I think he said, started off with $10,000. Once he was out, like he was out.
That was it.
He literally donated it all as soon as he had wound up getting here to the United States to start, just so he could start hitchhiking. Got down here to Indiana, was sleeping at mill race and stuff down there in the wooded area.
Just to fucking do it.
Yeah, just to do it. Whenever I wound up having to go from here to Maine to go try to fight for custody of my oldest daughter, only daughter at that point in time.
Right.
Get to Times Square, off the Greyhound station, go upstairs. This motherfucker is upstairs holding a sign. Is in New York, only has Alaska and Hawaii is the last two states of the United States that he had left to go see. And was literally getting ready to go wait for a taxi to come get him, to go to the airport, to fly to Alaska, and then fly to Hawaii, and then go fly back home up to Ireland. It's like, damn, you came down here with a dream to the land of dreams and actually fucking succeeded it because you had the drive. Like,
that's pretty cool.
It's not as how
he knew what he wanted.
He knew what he wanted. He never fucking wavered. You know what I mean?
Most people don't understand that it's just about do. Like, you don't have to. If you just go out and do, you're gonna. At some point, something's gonna work out.
My favorite analogy is the high dive.
Something's gonna work out.
Because it's like every time.
But most people don't do. They just sit there and.
But it is my opinion is probably 1 out of every 10 really doesn't like the heights over it. But if you really get nervous about heights and you're an adrenaline junkie, 9 times out of 10 after that first time off the high dive, you go do it a second time.
You want to do it the rest of the fucking day.
Yeah.
It's the first time where you're like, oh god, like I'm nervous and shit. Once you do,
exactly, man.
You want to keep doing. You want to keep. Oh, that felt good. I love that feeling. I want to do it again. I need more.
It's your body reward.
But most people don't do the first time, and until you do the first time, you're not gonna ever get that feeling to know that I need to chase that.
No, exactly. That's the biggest.
Yeah, it makes you hungry.
Don't do that. They don't find out.
You gotta keep chasing it after that. But until you have that first, you're not hungry.
That's why you've got full-grown adults now that don't make shit, and then you got 15-year-olds that are like. They were never smart enough to like.
They die.
You know what I mean?
Not hungry. Like they never get that.
And some of them grow up and they become really good at like the thing and their personalities, and they really help people. Like I'm trying to be that way myself, because I got my whole business model in my head is when I start to go live, it's like I got all this merch, I got hoodies and shit. You got, say some girls there getting drunk, spend all her money on booze, didn't think to bring a jacket or something, and then it's like, oh, I gotta go home, and like that sucks, right? I'm giving her a free fucking hoodie. I'm eating that hoodie all fucking night long. So, I mean, like, I'm never going to be afraid to give shit away. But you got to be careful with that shit, too. Like, people take advantage of you. Mm-hmm. And so...
Oh, trust me, I definitely know.
Yeah. It's about finding that balance. Yeah, we've done rap. Rap is the most dangerous because I feel like anybody can do it, really, at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it's about how ballsy you are, like we're saying. It's about just kind of jumping. And there's all these markets, and like they're all oversaturated because it doesn't matter what age you are. There's so many ways with all these third-party sites and stuff. Like, it's so simple for me to go publish music now. That's why I'm doing my podcast this way. It's like, we launch with the dirty mic. The first episode's always bad. You know, we're figuring it out.
The first anything is always bad. First band, first podcast, first show, first podcast.
We'll get a new travel mic at some point, yeah.
You're figuring out your method.
And that's what I want these, like, we're just gonna ADD fucking talk about shit, what feels right at the moment, not force it. And everybody's gonna see how we kind of, like, each have our own skill. Like, I'm gonna be really good on the tech end. I'm gonna be good at breaking the ice. I'll have moments where I have my radio voice like this because I'm experienced.
Right.
And it's not necessarily, like, I have terrible social anxiety, so I'm always awkward, but this is the only time I'm good at, like, talking like this because I haven't been doing it since high school, or I've been in some kind of customer service on a
That's the
fucking
other
phone.
reason I wanted
Yeah.
to start streaming, and I kind of stepped away from music. Like, my social anxiety just kept getting worse.
And you're right, you're trying to build teams with
worse.
people that are, like, always stabbing you in the fucking back.
Stabbing
it
you
feels
in
like.
the back, trying to one-up you.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And it's
Or,
just
like,
like-
as soon as you set something out, nobody's seen it yet.
Yeah,
You have
but
somebody a little bit bigger than you come out and do exactly what the fuck you're doing. Like, they just made it up on their own. You know damn well.
If you haven't started to make it and then fallen all the way back and had to start over, then you haven't really done anything yet anyway.
No, and that's kind of it, and I appreciate it because I got into battle rap and I like that, and then kind of the network I've been near or around so far doing collaborations and stuff. It's been people that are kind of edgy and fucking so like. There's something fun about that though because there's more value in earning a feature from them. Because if it looked like they were taking from you at first, but then you felt like you were learning a lesson, and then the song comes out, and there's so much more value behind that track now. There's history. There's like this, story behind it now.
Right.
Like it's real. You know what I mean?
Going off your whole, like, you come up with an idea or something like that, then, like, before you get to fully do it, a bigger name artist does it.
Right, so you gotta take those L's and think in your head like,
Right.
and maybe
Well-
this bigger artist took money from me now, but I'm gonna get that feature later, and he's gonna have to pay me. You feel me?
Well, see, and I actually have a funny story on that one, which is funny. Me and my old associate, we had a group together. Can't even fucking remember the name of our group now. But
It'd be like that. Some ideas are just like that. You farted it out, like you knew it wasn't going nowhere.
I can't name how many times I've done this.
Summer of 2012, there was a app you could get on your phone. It was a Juggalo only chat room and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, me and him had wound up getting a decent amount of fans and stuff on there to check out our music and shit. We decided to do a fan idea. Like, hey, what should the next song be about? One of them's all like grave hopping, kind of like bar hopping, but you're hopping from grave to grave.
It
digging
sounds
up
like
the
some
corpses.
horrorcore shit. Horrorcore, in my opinion, has become it's not even about
See,
horror shit
exactly.
anymore.
It
It's
was
just saying
comical.
edgy shit.
Like,
Yeah.
it was comical, edgy type
And
shit.
I was always
in the
meant to
middle
make.
of it.
It always made me laugh. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
like,
in the
this is
middle
not
of it,
some
like,
goofy
obviously it's not
shit. You feel me?
serious.
Well,
I
in the
think,
middle
right,
of it,
it's
we
too
each
goofy.
took a stab at our ex-girlfriends, like, in the middle of it, and it's just like, okay, this is funny. I love
And if you do it the
dedicated
right
that.
way, that shit's kind of
It
fun
makes you
too.
feel better at the end of
It
the day,
does.
ultimately, anyway.
Because it's like if somebody really did you
Like, we've all
dirty
been
and you
cheating
make a
on
song
or something.
about it, you're
and
not.
we've all thought of that, like,
Right.
chugging
As long as you're not ruining your lives
We
and shit, you
literally
feel me?
released this song.
Well,
48 hours
it's
later,
never been cheated on, good for
ICP
you, but-
releases Mighty Death Pop with
Bro,
the fucking Freaky Tales hour-long single that's literally the exact same damn thing, but they're not corpses, and it's like,
sometimes this shit
It's
just
like-
happens. It's
it's like,
coincidence.
bro,
Like
we
forever.
just had, like, the biggest
I had-
wave of
was
attention
working-
ever, and these clown paint wearing motherfuckers just steal all of it, and it's like, I quit.
I feel like they're just
quit.
like they're producing some shit so quick though. Like
I mean, you gotta think. I mean, we're all human. We don't think that differently, really.
Right.
it's coincidence at the end of the day. Though.
We
It's something.
get fed the same.
Exactly, you get it, because there's no original idea. Like, especially the deeper
Bullshit.
you get into, like, doing
Right.
media, but more explicitly publishing
all been
and how
done
it
before type
works.
shit,
Yeah,
right.
like, you just haven't seen it yet. You haven't
Right.
seen it yet. Like,
And so you've not really gotten a chance to hear like my music back when I did it.
I know you showed me one song. I swear the fucking Herschel gongs in it. And
I say Randall has like some of it was horrorcore, some of it was. Hell, some of it had like a boom bap sound to it.
Yeah. I like boom bap shit. That's what gets me. I like West Coast sounding shit.
Like I've always loved West Coast sounding shit, and I've always loved.
But
like,
then
the
I've also like
I
have moods like my everyday moods, like kind of the West Coast shit or the I like goofy party shit. And sometimes I get down with like some of the. There's a handful of like Lil Peep songs or like that type of emo rap that like. Every once in a while it'll come on and I gotta sit and listen to it. Switchblades, cocaine. It's like just shit that got stuck in my head. But I feel like it's nostalgic at this point because that's what everybody else was listening to, you feel me?
Right.
It's just that it's an earworm, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
It's just stuck up there. Some shit I be listening to, they're like, you listen to that? And I'm like, it's just, I gotta get it out of my fucking head. I know you don't understand. It's not that I'm into this. Just I can't listen to it for the next 30 hours.
Just like Lonely Stoner Freezes Mind at Night song. Like anytime I even just like hear the beginning of it, it's like great. It's gonna be stuck in my head for like 3 or 4 days now, and I don't even listen to this shit.
You just get, all you can do is hit repeat, get it the fuck out of your system. Especially if you're a creator, like you create audio or you're a recording artist. You'll have somebody else's shit stuck in your head, and it's like, fuck, I'm trying to create, but everything comes out like this other artist now.
Right.
Because I'm like fucking so into this one goddamn track. I've been down that road a couple times now.
Right.
It happens.
Now I'm writing some new shit. I got somebody, he wants pop, and I think it's going to be funny because I've probably gotten some shit from whatever type of fan base I built here. It's such a clusterfuck platform that until we produce this content and kind of give it direction,
Right.
it'll mold itself, I'm sure, and we'll have help once we get noticed by the right people. I mean, we already have like you in terms of gaming and shit. It's gonna be so easy for me to like. I just throw your shit at, Finn, and they edit. Then I throw it up on the website, boom, that's constant content. And you were just like pooping out reviews, and you're really playing these games, that's what I need. I need a team that does this shit. And Willin, you do the work, I do the work. I can pay you to fucking do that, and that's the goal here.
Like how on New Year's Eve, I just hit everybody with the random ass Skywalker Saga, or Lego Skywalker Saga review.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there playing the game, and I'm like, I feel like I should have one more review just to end off the year, and I'm really, really feeling this game. It's like 4 in the morning. Pause it, type this son of a bitch out, proofread it, make sure it's nice and good, and then just pop it on Facebook. And I scheduled it and was like, I hope everybody enjoys this end of the year gift.
Anyway, won't know for sure how things will develop until I've actually published, so that's why I wanted to. That's the roadblock I hit, is like, well, what happens when we we'll be restricted to the confinements of our, like, whatever TOS or whatever, because I'm not going to pay for this out front, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
But we can still pick up royalties right now if we do it right. And be on Spotify, iTunes, all that shit. And that to me is like, that's something I wanted to touch on when we talked about this first episode and setting things up, is like what makes a podcast in the first place. And my opinion was that all it meant was you were on iTunes or you were on the iPod back in the day, because
it's more platform. As me being a content creator, you know what I mean?
This is all new shit too. People don't think about that. Like, back in the day, this is something you would do on the radio.
Yeah.
We didn't have this pre-recorded. iPods were the first commercial fucking MP3 player, and they were the first, commercial platform to allow this to happen. So people don't realize podcasts is derived from that probably at the end of the day, and it's whatever you want. That's why Kevin Smith does Smodcast, because I think he gets.
Yeah.
And that's the satire there. And I appreciate artists like that. Like, they figure it out and then they make fun of it. and that becomes the content.
It's like the movie The Lost Bastard. It's terrible.
You feel me?
It's a low budget movie that acknowledges that it's a low budget movie.
Yeah, like Sharknado.
Yeah, the Sharknado.
Fucking
Yeah,
say,
if
like,
you're gonna go that far B,
that shit was garbage.
People did.
The actors they had.
That shit was garbage, but they knew it was garbage, and they made fun of the fact that it was
Exactly.
garbage.
You gotta break
and
the
they
fourth wall
made
and do
it
that.
a classic at that point.
Return of the Living Dead. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I just fucking
Nobody liked it because it was good. But they were like, oh, wow,
I
this
mean,
is
am
such a
I
fucking
right?
scary
Is
movie.
that what not make it good in the first place is the fact that it entertained you that much? Does
Yeah.
it not in its own right make it good?
Right. No, you're right.
You
You're
enjoyed
right.
that movie.
You're right. I enjoyed the fuck out of that movie.
That's like it's all perspective. It's the eye of the beholder at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it is.
Oh, and can we just say, I want to go ahead and, since we're doing this, I need to say it. Game companies out there, I am so glad that y'all motherfuckers quit making
mic drop.
games based on every movie that comes
I
out.
know.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was awful there for a while.
Ah.
You're not wrong.
And then it would be like
need 20,000 different Lord of the Rings games on PS2, PS3, Xbox.
All the Spider-Man games, dude. That they
All the
did back
Spider-Man
then.
games.
I mean, I love Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong. We all know
Right.
this.
it's almost.
But they literally like had
Yeah.
so
They
many.
drowned us in.
Yeah.
Well, they did that with Resident Evil 4 as well. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't need a remake every generation.
And
Like,
they don't
this is the
VR.
first remake that actually makes sense.
And then on VR, they make it super easy, allowing you to dual wield, and you can actually just aim like this now, and it's like
I gotta get VR. I'm slipping in here.
it's like
That's one of our. We need a 3-way VR. There's got to be a stream where we're like running into
due to
each
me
other
having
in
the
here.
seizures, due to me having the seizures, I can't do the VR stuff.
You can't. Okay.
No.
Dan crashes out. Randall, can you do
I've
VR
already
shit?
attempted it before.
What is it?
VR, the goggles and
I
the.
haven't tried it honestly. Like I don't know.
I want to get some set up if we're doing good and people want to watch.
Like I would try
Watching
it.
us high as fuck, some VR goggles on.
I don't know,
It's
dude.
gotta be a good time.
I would try it out, but I haven't got to yet.
I know it's a,
I know all that. I know what it is. I mean,
what if does the VR shit then become a
Mhm.
tax write-off? Hold on, I got so many questions because that's a part of the game. There is like
first of
you're
all,
doing this for business now.
Yeah.
What the fuck becomes
Bro,
a
when you
tax
have
write-off?
when you have an
feel me?
when you have an LLC, everything's a tax write-off.
You
bro.
feel me?
Let's just
I've
be
heard
honest.
of some.
If you know what you're
Okay.
doing, just keep
I'm gonna
receipts.
shoot the
That's
fuck
all that
right.
matters.
Plead the
Every time you
fifth.
spend money,
Right.
Yeah,
keep
literally
receipts.
at this point,
That's all
if
you
I
got
buy a
to
new
do.
controller, I'm to hold on to that receipt
Because everything is
I get
tax
to-
writable.
I have to claim
Tax
that.
write anything I do in my
literally
car
have to
now.
claim
That's why I
that,
keep
like-
the fucking Uber and shit. At the end of the day, if I do so many rides in the year,
I have.
I get tax write-offs on that
As
shit.
a paid content creator, I now have to keep track of everything I spend on anything involving my Crash TV handle, and then anything that I make.
And that's what I'm trying to do for the
then it
group thing.
So like,
Right.
luckily for me, I had hit affiliate at the end of September. I never hit my $50 cash out mark. So I technically
See-
don't have to claim
Right.
any of my
And
For
$20
dude, bro, look, listen to this. For outer space case, I'm an online headshot basically,
Right.
So, and because I don't have, I travel a lot because I don't have a storefront yet. So
Yeah,
all the
and
traveling
you
that
gotta
I do, y'all see that
issue
I
different
do,
areas.
everything. I make all that like all my gas I spend during my trips and
Yep.
shit, my hotels,
Yep.
my fucking food that I eat.
Yeah.
Like it's all
It's like being an artist.
Right,
It's
like-
like being an actor, you know what I mean? Traveling from
That's
set
all
to set.
tax deductible because I had to
people
travel
get
to sell my
They romanticize that a millionaire fucking
It's like
stupid
being in the
bullshit lifestyle. I'm gonna go to the
Right.
Golden Globes.
I have to travel to sell my shit. I'm like a traveling salesman, basically. So obviously, with everything I do.
But how much cool shit do you get to do just because?
I see everything. I've been
do poorly. It's
the Grand
all because
Canyon
they're
and
not.
everything. I've been all
They
over
won't
the
be their own
place.
boss. You feel me? At the end of the
Been to
day,
the side of the states I have not been
So
to.
I love the West Coast. It's beautiful. It's
California's. I like visiting in but I get.
The politics out there suck dick, but I mean it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I hated LA. It's too many people, and you know what I loved about LA was going out and watching the.
I've had 2
performers, the street performers.
Altogether, I've had 4 friends.
Here's California. Southern California is way too democratic. And I know that sounds awful.
It's one area leans too far.
But then Northern California is way too Republican. I'm not joking. It really is.
And I'm usually looking for balance because I'm even an evil motherfucker says some good shit during that day. You feel me?
And they fight. This whole system is crooked as fuck because of it.
We've gotten to a point
there's no justice in their legal system.
At the end of the day, government's a group
it's all about
thing,
money,
right? You've got a bunch of
yeah, we know that. It's all that. You're right. That's just the system everywhere, really. But it's very in your face. It's very in your face. There is the point. They're not trying to hide it at all. At least here in Indiana, they we
know where somebody lives in Indiana.
We just some good old boys.
We're where, Bob. Calm the fuck down. We would burn that guy's flag later.
Do it in the name of America.
Yeah, true patriots, right?
America.
The point is, our system is.
These balls will rise again.
Whack.
The system, and that's what fucking sucks. This is why.
Anybody who does, the problem is that there's people that still want to think it's not whack. That's the biggest problem.
People are trying to.
If we could all agree that the system was whack and that we should probably refigure something out about the shit that's going on in it.
Well,
audio just went up.
Then we could probably come to a better system.
We're the ones supposed to overthrow the government.
Yeah, but we technically are. I mean, it does say. That is a constitutional.
How did we get to this conversation? That's when you've had too many blunts.
Never.
We would never do that actually, though.
All right.
For recording purposes.
No, I think the audio went out though.
Did it?
Yeah, it said cap out at an hour. We recorded an hour and 2.
Did we? Oh wait, yeah, dude. I'm an idiot.
Oh, the mic's over there.
If they have scales, I think they do.
Hey, tap the mic. It's all the way over there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We got it. We get action. All right. For the outros, we'll just pass the mic around. So I'll set it off. How about that? Yep. Okay. Since we're in development, we've decided that we're gonna do an outro every episode, and I got caught off earlier, so we're gonna just pre-record this outro and stitch it in. So our idea was to just pass this mic around, and everybody, if they have a business or album, whatever they're trying to promote, podcast, this, that, the other, we'd pass the mic and let everybody do their thing. No limit. So we'll start with Randall, give it to Crash. I ain't got shit right now, but I'll end the podcast, and we'll try this again in a week. So, Randall.
So yeah, I'm Randall. I'm the owner of Outer Space Case LLC.
Randall, we love and support you.
It's basically an online head shop. So we're trying to get a storefront here in Indiana. We're also getting ready to get I got some land that we're going to be starting a venue on this coming year, so we'll be doing a lot of things with that. Check us out on Facebook. If you need anything. And here's Crash of Crash TV.
I love that mic drop. Oh, that's what we should call it. This segment's the mic drop.
It's the mic drop. This segment is the mic drop.
Why does this shit just keep getting...
And I am Crash of Crash TV. I am live over at twitch.tv/KRAZHTV Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday. I'm always off on Wednesday unless I miss a Monday or Tuesday stream, then I'll make it up on Wednesday. You can also check me out over on Facebook and TikTok. I'm not on YouTube or Instagram just because I don't feel a need for those platforms, or Twitter because Elon Musk has ruined it. But definitely come say hey, come slay with us. But gonna hand it off. Come cross streams with us. All right, gonna hand it off to JT for the finish.
Now, just to document it, we know next episode we have to have like a theme song. So episode 2 is gonna be finding the theme song. We'll plug in the Korg and we're gonna play with melodies, and then we gotta set up on the mixer because I'm thinking it's gonna be like, it's the mic drop. You feel me? And we could do all that shit live.
Hell yeah.
And then fucking like, it's Crash TV. Dude, we could do so much shit with that. Like, okay. Yeah, we got a format developing quick. This is happening naturally. I feel that. No, I got you. We're going to figure this out. It's on tape, so it's documented. We're manifesting. We just got to remember to execute now, okay? Anyway, this was the first episode of what we are calling... Right? This is hopefully a podcast. I'm going to figure... Yeah, we're going to try to do this every week. I'm going to figure out publishing now from here. I'm not going to announce anything until I know, so there's no dates. This is just us recording something for post, and I'll go from there. This isn't my first rodeo with the publishing, so... yeah, we'll figure out the format, timing, everything, scheduling once we are published and we know where that's going. So, yeah, see you guys in a week, right?